My God, oh God, this is Son of God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes better. Why these tell me? You can join the journey, you is worthy.
Today, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Take it in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former NFL MVP, already a 2-time Pro Bowler in his 5th season out of Louisville, Lamar Jackson.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air, receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. First carry for DeAndre Swift. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. First down Lions on a pickup of 13. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Now Jackson on first down. That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Jackson. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. So as they take it over, we step aside. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Touchdown! Josh Reynolds, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. Bringing him out is the future Hall of Famer, now in his 18th NFL season, Aaron Rodgers.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Romeo Okwara able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they get to him right out of the gate. And this defense hoping that that's a harbinger of things to come.
Yeah, when you give up a first-play sack, makes your quarterback wonder if he's going to go to the sidelines and talk with his offense coordinator and head coach and say, hey, you know that game plan we put together? We might need to change it right now.
To try again after the sack. Rodgers finding space at the 40. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. Touchdown Bears. Chase Claypool, 81 yards. And the Bears are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Santos with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jackson. He'll drop this down to Williams. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They go play action now. Jackson. Flush to his right. And that one almost intercepted. But it's incomplete. He had space in front of him if he had held on. But instead it's 3rd down.
Ray certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield. But they never did.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. 43 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's Jackson to throw. He wants Reynolds way downfield. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. 39 yards there, a big one. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Jason Kabinda, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Well, it was 2nd and goal. You're in there close. That's the fullback's comfort zone.
Not only is it his comfort zone, it's an expectation. That's what he's supposed to do. Turn and hand it to him. Big guys fire out. Find your way into the end zone.
Badgley on for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Throwing is Rodgers. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. The numbers for Mooney in last week's ball game. 4 catches, 52 yards and a touchdown.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
First carry now for David Montgomery. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. On play action. Now Rodgers. Out to his left. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Now this defense for the Lions, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Now Rodgers gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Bears at 2-7 now on the year. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Rodgers throw complete here to Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago! Cole Kmet, 45 yards. And the Bears are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Santos now to add the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. That time a 6-play drive. And it was all capped off by Cole Kmet with a touchdown catch. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And Detroit getting set to go now. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Again, it's Williams. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. These two teams all tied after 1. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Rodgers handing to Montgomery. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Quick slant finding Claypool. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Rodgers going to give this one to Montgomery. Tracy Walker in on the tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Rodgers to throw. Open man, completes it to Claypool. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That'll put him over 100 yards receiving now here in this first half of action. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Rodgers now to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Montgomery back to the ground, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. To throw, it's Rodgers. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down. So on 4th down, Cairo Santos on now for the Bears field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Santos' kick is up and through, and they take a 17-14 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Well, the midterm elections are now concluded, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. But now it's time for midterm football, where we've moved past the unofficial halfway point of the season, and we got a couple of good matchups in the night games here in Week 10. Tonight, it's North versus South in California, the Chargers and Niners from Santa Clara. And then tomorrow, Monday night, it's both Charles' birthday, happy early birthday, buddy, and the first primetime appearance for the Commanders as they travel up to Philly to take on the Eagles. A lot going on. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson will try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. That's where those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Claypool with another catch. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Now he dumps this off over the middle, and they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Rodgers now on 1st down. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. And this one's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Rodgers going to throw. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Locates Mooney on the out route. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and the Lions have recovered.
All right, partner, this is where I get to show my age, because I remember when the strip sack kind of came into vogue, where defenders were taught not just to make the tackle, but do that little extra, try and jostle the arm of the runner and knock it free, and that's what we just saw there.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. A toss to the wide side. This is Williams. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Jackson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. We call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And into the end zone. A scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z. and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Back to Montgomery on second down. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 44 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. From the 45 on second down, Rodgers. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Catch is made by Herring. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the 30 on second down, Rodgers down inside the 10, and they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They'll run with Montgomery, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. But just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Now the point after try for Santos. And that one gives them a 3-point lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Lions now taking over late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
On 2nd and 10, Jackson. The connecting here with DJ Shark. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Jackson's throw taken in by Chark. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Again, Jackson being chased out left. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that 1st down pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jackson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. So we've reached halftime in a halftime over. No problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They're looking to bounce back following the loss to Miami a week ago, and they've got the lead right now as they come up with a 1st and 10. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. 53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Rodgers. Completes a Mooney on the slant. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Second and 11 at the 41. Rodgers hands to Montgomery. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Over the middle, that's caught by Harry. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Going up the gut, Montgomery. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. Slant pass. He's got Reynolds. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And Jackson throwing once more. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. Rodgers now on first down.
That's complete to Mooney.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. Now it's Rodgers. Caught here by Griffin.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
They'll try the middle with Montgomery.
73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
From the 40 now on second down. Rodgers got a man open. That's Herring. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 30. Throwing is Rodgers.
A quick reaction as he catches it off the tip. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
From the 24, Rodgers. And this will be caught by Mooney. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 13-yard line. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Rodgers. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down. Santos' kick is up and through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6.
So it was a 3-point lead at halftime, and they double that with a field goal here.
And I think defensively, you've got to be okay with that because you've kept this game within a touchdown. Your hope is that you've inspired your offense to put a drive together, get in the end zone themselves, and hopefully get you the lead.
So here come the Lions now. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Jackson. He's got a man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams.
Down to about the 37.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Throwing is Jackson. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 24-yard line. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Lions are an extra point away now from moving out in front. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will put them on top here in the third. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Final minute now of the third quarter. A give. This is Montgomery. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Rodgers to throw. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And meanwhile, Rodgers' throw complete here to Kmet. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. 11 more on that one, and another first down. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a throw here to his running back. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now Rodgers. Hard throw, incomplete. So a big one coming now for Cairo Santos. This for a 4th quarter lead. Santos' kick is up and through, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And Detroit getting set to go now. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jackson. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Wright's got it. And they're going to get this up to midfield. 4 yards remain for 2nd down. From midfield now, here's Jackson. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a 1st down. Jackson now. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he is going to lose yardage here. Jackson will throw again. This one swung out to Williams. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. The rain compounding issues here for a possible field goal try. They'd love to obviously get closer or even pick up the 1st down if they can. It's 3rd down. This pass complete to Reynolds. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. On 2nd down, Williams. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. This offense has converted 2 3rd downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Jackson to throw. And right with it here over the middle. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Jackson from the shotgun. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Lions have taken a 4th quarter lead. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is up to 5. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Notre Dame man, Chase Claypool, in this offense, ready for their upcoming possession. A chance here on this drive to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark.
Throw him the ball. Throw him the ball. Forget analysis, all right? Let's just root a little bit here. Get him the football and get past that 200-yard mark.
Boy, you want that. You seem excited.
I know, and it's really weird because normally I want guys to intercept the ball.
Right.
I want to knock it down. In this case, he's been fun to watch.
The former DB rooting for the wide receivers.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now a play fake. Rodgers able to hit his target, Claypool. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His big day receiving just keeps getting bigger. He's over 200 yards now on the afternoon. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Montgomery. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Now he dumps this off over the middle. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw, Rodgers. He'll get this underneath to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Now Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Montgomery. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Rodgers' throw there complete to Mooney. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for two. To throw is Rodgers. And this is caught. And it's a three-point game. So that effort gives him a three-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So Lamar Jackson in the offense. Down by a field goal. A little under 30 seconds remaining. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th in a row as they come up on first down. Jackson. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Throwing, Jackson. Flushed out right. He's got Granson, his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are on the field?
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right down the middle. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dime. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Fields it right around the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
It doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. Caught by Montgomery. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Handoff comes to Montgomery. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5. Here's Rodgers. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Rodgers handing to Montgomery. And he gets him a little bit closer and takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now Rodgers. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. This to win it in overtime. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And this home crowd is in a frenzy as their guys have pulled it out in the end. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Chicago, it's a rare victory for them as they get that record back to 3-7. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles.